She was born Robin Rihanna Fenty, on a small island most people couldn't find on a map. St. Michael, Barbados. February 20, 1988. Her mother was an accountant. Her father worked in a warehouse. They lived in a small 3-bedroom bungalow in Bridgetown. Nothing fancy. Nothing easy. Her father struggled with alcohol and drug addiction for most of her childhood. The fights between her parents were frequent, and sometimes violent. As a young girl, Rihanna would step in to try to break it up. Most people don't know this part of her story. The headlines only show the glamour. But before any of that, there was a child carrying more weight than any child should have to carry. She helped her father sell clothes on a street stall, just to bring in extra money. At school, she sold candy to other kids, just to make a little profit of her own. She was already thinking like a businesswoman before she even understood what that meant. But there was something else about her, even back then. She loved to sing. At 4 years old, she stood in front of her father and a neighbor and sang A Whole New World from Aladdin, using her hairbrush as a microphone. Nobody in that room could have known what that moment was foreshadowing. She kept singing. Through the noise at home. Through the headaches she suffered as a child, severe enough that doctors ran CT scans trying to understand them. Through everything that was hard about being a kid in that house. Music wasn't a hobby for her. It was somewhere to go. In 2003, when she was 15 years old, an American record producer named Evan Rogers visited Barbados on vacation. He heard her sing. That's it. That's the whole turning point. A chance encounter, not a master plan. A man on vacation who happened to hear a teenage girl with an extraordinary voice. He invited her to New York to record demo tapes. A year later, at 16, she signed with Rogers and his production partner. Shortly after, Def Jam Records signed her, with hip-hop mogul Jay-Z personally involved in bringing her into the label. She left high school. She left Barbados. She left everything she knew, at 16 years old, to chase a sound nobody had heard yet. In 2005, her debut single Pon de Replay climbed the charts internationally. She wasn't an instant superstar overnight. But the door had opened, and she wasn't going to let it close. Album after album followed. Umbrella. Disturbia. Take a Bow. Diamonds. Work. Songs that defined entire summers. 9 Grammy Awards. The youngest solo artist in history to land 12 #1 singles on the Billboard charts. By any normal measure, she had already made it. But here's the part of the story most people miss completely. The music was never actually where most of her fortune would come from. In 2017, at 29 years old, Rihanna launched something different. Fenty Beauty. Her own cosmetics line, in partnership with LVMH. She had a very specific frustration driving her. She had spent years modeling for other beauty brands and noticed something simple but enormous. Most foundation lines didn't make shades for women with darker skin. Women like her were constantly left out. So when she built her own brand, she did something the entire industry had failed to do. She launched with 40 different foundation shades. Not 5. Not 10. 40. The beauty world had never seen anything like it. Fenty Beauty made $100 million in its first 40 days. By the end of its first year, it had pulled in roughly $570 million in revenue. It didn't just succeed. It forced the entire beauty industry to change. Brand after brand scrambled to expand their own shade ranges to compete. Industry insiders started calling it the Fenty Effect. A girl who once sold clothes with her father on a street stall in Bridgetown had just rewritten the rules of a multi-billion-dollar global industry. She wasn't finished. In 2018, she launched Savage X Fenty, a lingerie brand built on the same principle: real inclusivity, real sizes, real bodies. It sold out its first collection within a month. Within a few years, it was valued at $1 billion on its own. In 2019, LVMH backed her again, this time to build an entire fashion house under her name. She became the first woman of color ever to lead a fashion house at LVMH, the largest luxury goods company in the world. Along the way, she never stopped giving back to where she came from. At 18, she started the Believe Foundation to support children with terminal illness. At 24, she created the Clara Lionel Foundation, named after her grandparents, funding emergency response and education programs around the world. She personally funded the construction of an oncology center back home in Barbados. In 2021, the small island nation that once knew her as a girl selling clothes on a roadside stall officially declared her a national hero of Barbados. Today, her net worth sits at well over $1 billion. The overwhelming majority of it doesn't come from her music catalog, despite 9 Grammys and over 60 million albums sold. It comes from a beauty brand built on a simple idea that an entire industry had ignored: that every woman deserves to find her shade on the shelf. She didn't start with connections. She didn't start with money. She started in a small house in Bridgetown, with a father fighting his own demons, and a hairbrush microphone. What she had was a voice nobody could ignore, and an eye for the gap nobody else was willing to fill. That's the part of the story that never makes the highlight reel. Not the fame. Not the red carpets. The fact that the loudest voice in the room started out as a quiet girl trying to make a little extra money selling candy at school, just trying to make things a little easier at home. She built an empire not by escaping where she came from, but by never forgetting it. This has been Red Dot Stories. If her story moved you, imagine what's possible when you stop waiting for the right moment and start building with what you already have. Subscribe. Next week, we have another story waiting for you.